Why were thousands of people suddenly lying face down on benches, escalators, and parking lots? Stiff as a board? No, this wasn't performance art. It was planking, the viral pose that made the world collectively ask, wait, this is a thing now? Welcome back to What Made It Viral, where we dissect the digital moments that hijacked culture, confused our parents, and somehow changed the internet. Today's episode, planking, the meme, the movement, the global inside joke. We'll break it down through the origins, where this weird trend actually started, the climb, how the internet gave it legs or stiff arms, the tipping point, when things went from niche to global, the global spread, why every continent joined in, the legacy, and how planking helped rewrite meme culture. Let's lie flat and get into it. Despite what the internet tells you, planking didn't start in 2011. It actually dates back to 1997, when two schoolboys in Taunton, England, Gary Clarkson and Christian Langdon, invented what they called the lying down game. Their goal? Lay face down in public places, arms at your sides, dead serious. The more inappropriate or awkward the location, the better. It was absurdist comedy before TikTok existed. The kids snapped photos, showed them to friends, and laughed at how the adults around them didn't know what was going on. Gary once said in an interview that the best part wasn't doing it. It was watching people try to understand why someone would be laying flat on a train platform or frozen food aisle. It was our own silent protest against seriousness, he said. It stayed mostly offline for years. A quiet urban legend passed between schools and neighborhoods. If you were in on the joke, you were part of a club before internet virality even existed, until the mid-2000s, when smartphones and camera phones gave every absurd impulse a digital audience. That's when the lying down game hit Facebook and got a rebrand. Someone called it planking. The internet ran with it, and suddenly, everyone could join the club. By 2009, planking had evolved from a private prank into an internet game with global rules. Lie face down in a public or unexpected place, photograph it, post it, tag your friends. It was absurd, low effort, and perfectly formatted for social media. This was pre-TikTok, pre-Instagram dominance. Facebook was king, and Facebook loved planking. Groups like Official Planking Society and Extreme Planking ballooned in members. Photos poured in daily. Planking became a badge of internet citizenship. Even workplaces got involved. Employees planked on desks, water coolers, conveyor belts. It wasn't just viral, it was competitive. Some planked on moving forklifts, others staged coordinated office-wide planking breaks. One IT company in Texas had a 5 p.m. plank-off tradition, complete with Slack leaderboard and a monthly prize. One hospital was forced to ban planking after a nurse planked on a patient's gurney. A Domino's pizza franchise in South Australia launched a Plank and Win campaign. Customers could submit their best plank photo for free pizza. The media picked it up, and like most viral things, parents didn't get it, which only made it stronger. Psychologically, this is key. Planking wasn't just about being funny, it was about belonging. Digital tribes form when there's a simple, repeatable behavior that says, I'm one of you. Planking was that. An in-joke that you performed, not just consumed. It was Gen Z and late millennials saying, you don't have to get it. We're not doing this for you. It was also visually hilarious. A human lying motionless on a copier? It short-circuits expectation. And that kind of pattern disruption is rocket fuel for attention online. The tipping point? Early 2011, suddenly everyone was doing it. Celebrities joined in. Comedian Tom Green planked across luggage carousels. Actor Rosario Dawson planked on the Jimmy Kimmel set. Even sports teams got involved. Football players planked in end zones. A Red Sox pitcher planked across the dugout bench. ESPN ran a special on the plank heard around the world. Talk shows mentioned it. BuzzFeed wrote listicles. YouTubers made top 100 planking fails compilations. And then there was the viral tragedy that oddly amplified its reach. In May 2011, an Australian man died after attempting to plank on a 7th floor balcony railing. It was tragic and controversial, but the media firestorm that followed only fueled awareness. The meme became controversial, which paradoxically made it more viral. Think of it as the ice bucket challenge effect, minus the charity. The more dramatic the setting, the bigger the dopamine rush from likes, shares, and comments. Searches for planking on Google Trends trends spiked in April 2011. YouTube compilations exploded. Reddit threads broke down best poses. Even The Onion weighed in. Man refuses to stop planking until his demands for attention are met. And then came the memes. One viral tweet read, "Planking, because standing is just too mainstream." Another joked, "I told my parents I was planking. They think it's a drug." Twitter made planking meta. Not just a pose, but a conversation. This is a key element of viral success. Self-awareness. The moment a trend can be joked about while being performed, it becomes infinite loop content. Planking had officially gone global. People planked on the Great Wall of China, the Eiffel Tower, the pyramids of Giza. Tourists competed to find the most iconic place to lay completely still. In the Philippines, a student went viral for planking during a protest. In Australia, police issued warnings after people planked on high-rise balconies. In Japan, planking became part of cosplay conventions. In New York, a flash mob of 200 people planked in Times Square. Airlines had to ask passengers not to plank in the aisles. Seriously, the trend wasn't just funny, it was photogenic, visually absurd, easily replicable. It followed all the rules of mimetic behavior, low barrier to entry, visually expressive, built-in shareability. It also collided with the rise of performance culture. If you weren't posting, were you even part of it? Everyone from kids to CEOs were lying flat on things. Planking had no demographic. That was the beauty of it. And unlike most trends, planking didn't require talent, just commitment. There was something ironically democratic about it. Whether you were a college student or a marketing executive, you could plank. And that low-stakes inclusivity became its own kind of power shout. One Reddit user even proposed a global plank day, complete with instructions for coordinated planking worldwide. It never quite happened, but the ambition speaks volumes. By mid-2012, planking began to fade, but its influence? Massive. It unlocked a new genre of internet behavior, physical memes, content you didn't just watch, you did. After planking came owling, perching like an owl, Tebowing, kneeling in prayer pose, Batmaning, hanging upside down, the mannequin challenge, ice bucket challenge, bottle cap challenge, in my feelings challenge. Planking taught a generation that internet fame wasn't about saying the right thing. It was about being in the frame. You didn't need to go viral, you just needed to participate. And that democratized culture in a whole new way. Brands noticed too. Viral poses became the blueprint for interactive marketing. Flash mobs, hashtag dances, challenge campaigns. Even protest culture borrowed from planking's DNA, using absurd visuals to get attention and signal solidarity. Remember when climate activists in the UK staged a die-in outside Parliament? That visual grammar, straight out of the planking playbook. Was it silly? Yes. Was it meaningless? No. Planking gave us a glimpse of what post-text internet culture would become. It wasn't about what you said, it was how you showed up. And perhaps the weirdest part of all, planking never really ended. It just mutated. Every time we see someone join a TikTok dance or freeze for a mannequin challenge, we're seeing planking's DNA in motion. So, were you part of the planking wave? Tell us in the comments. Where was the weirdest place you ever planked? Or do you think the whole trend was just internet nonsense? And hey, if you love decoding digital culture, how weird things go viral and why they matter, hit that subscribe button. So don't miss it, hit the bell, share this with your flattest friend. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay weird, internet.